this tech clip, we will look into the Cloud Backup Service archive tier support. As a part of the 9.10.1 ONTAP release, you can back up your ONTAP volumes directly into a very cost-effective cloud archive tier. You can archive into S3 Glacier, S3 Glacier Deep Archive, and Azure Blob Archive. Support for GCS Archive and Storage Grid will be added in the upcoming releases. The metadata of all your archive data remains stored on the standard tier, which enable easier retrievals of your data and data need not be reheated. Cloud Backup Service provides you a simple UI to create a policy and enable users to select appropriate time period to push the data into archive tier. Regarding restoring from archive tier, currently volume restores from archive is supported and file restores will be introduced in the upcoming releases. It also has Cloud Manager API support, which enables to integrate archive tiering with other operational workflows. Now let's look into the archive tier benefits. You can now archive your long retention backups directly into a very cost-effective archive tier. You can move data to a cheaper tier with cost-effective retrieval. The metadata for all your archive data remains stored on the standard tier. This makes information readily available without having to reheat it. It provides you with multiple restore options. All of Cloud Backup steering capabilities can be managed programmatically with the Cloud Manager APIs. Tape backups can be replaced by archiving to the cloud with the least expensive object store options available in the cloud. Looking at the cost benefits, moving your data to AWS Glacier or AWS Deep Archive can lead up to 80% to 95% savings in storage cost. As for moving your data from Azure S3 to Azure Archive could save you about 95% in storage costs. Now let's go ahead and look at the archive tier backup process. You can initiate the backup from the Cloud Manager UI by pressing the Enable Backup window. The Enable Backup workflow will take you to a policy creation window where we have to enable archiving and define the archive after days. After creation of the policy, a snap mirror relationship will be created, then initialized and then updated. Now, the archive scanner in ONTAP will run at the end of each SnapMirror update and move the objects to the archive tier based on the policy set. Now for the demo, let's log into Cloud Manager UI and click on Canvas. Select the appropriate working environment and you will be able to see all the applicable services on the right-hand side. Click on Backup and Restore Enable. Give in the appropriate account and the region and click on Next. Now let's define the policy. To define the policy, let's set the backup policy. Let's choose the appropriate backup window. It could be hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. Make sure to give the number of backup that needs to be retained. Once you set the backup policy, let's set the archival policy. If you want to tier backups to either S3 Glacier or S3 Glacier Deep Archive storage for further cost optimization, you have to enable tier backups to archival. Once you enable this, you have to mention the archive after days. Click on Next. Choose the volumes that you would like to backup. Click on Activate Backup. Backups will be successfully activated for the following working environment. Let's look into the buckets to understand where the data resides. Click on Management and under Lifecycle Rules, you will be able to see Transition to Glacier Deep Archive. Now let's go into the objects and look at the storage class. As you can see, there are a few objects that are under Standard and others are under Glacier Deep Archive. Let's look at the Azure S3 bucket. Within this bucket, you can see the access tier as archive for certain objects. Now let's go ahead and look at how the archive tier restore process works. You can initiate the restore from Cloud Manager Restore UI by pressing Restore Volumes. The request to restore with archive retrieval priority will be sent to ONTAP. Next, ONTAP will check for object in S3 object store. If the object is present in S3, it will initiate a restore or else initiate an archive rehydration which pulls the object from the archive tier to the S3 storage. Once the object is rehydrated back to S3 standard, SnapMirror restore after the approximate retrieval time based on the tier used will be restored back to ONTAP. For the restore demo, let's go to the restore window and click on restore a volume. Now let's select the source, select the volume, and the backups will be listed. Now to have a better idea of which snapshots have been moved to archive, let's open the debugger and examine the output. Here, as you can see, this particular snapshot has been archived. Let's go ahead and choose this particular snapshot. Choose the appropriate snapshot that you would like to restore, and once you've chosen your snapshot, let's choose the destination. Click on the appropriate working environment and let's select the volume into which the snapshot should be restored. Given the appropriate storage VM, aggregate and the restore priority, and click on restore. As you can see, the restore process will be initiated and the restore process will complete as we have discussed before. For more information, please make sure that you check out the following resources.